Welcome to Singapore's first keyboard meetup in 2 years. Last being, 2019, before the... After 2 years of complete absence, how does it feel like to finally be able to organize an event like this?
Great.
After 2 years, your only feeling is great. You don't feel like yeah, like that, or like yeah, finally it's over. Like you're just like, oh, great.
There's enough excitement in the room. I need to balance this out a little bit.
So Dreamcore is a PC building company, not necessarily a keyboard company. So what made you guys, start to try to organize an event such as this?
Well, I mean, it was very natural, right? Because first, custom PCs and custom keyboards are all customized products, right? At the end of the day, what we want to do is offer a wider variety of things to people, rather than just get things off the shelf, right? So for us to support an event like the SGMK Meet was very natural for us. I'm very happy to be able to support Wayne and the rest of his guys at HEX and the SGMK people for the event over here. And of course, you guys at Mecha.
Oh, we got here Francisco.
This is the only keyboard that you ever have to buy. Buy the HEX 4B, buy the HEX products. If you didn't catch that the first time, I said HEX. Over there, this is the Topro board. Another of the Topro boards, the one manufactured by Leopold. So this is made in Korea instead of in Japan. The rotor is the one interesting one because it has nice balls for you to play with. Because everyone knows we love to play with balls. This is probably where all the best shit is. So as you can see, right, this belongs to KLC. So KLC is basically a Korean sort of like collective, a community of sorts, where they have many interesting boards, many interesting things like raffles for resins. So as you can see here, right, this also very interesting rare board, the PC Dolphin. Aluminum top, completely machined from polycarbonate at the bottom. Very difficult to process, that's why it's so expensive, but it is a very nice board. Okay, so this is the EM8, which is one of the greatest, chunkiest keyboards out there. Also very pricey, but also one of my favorite. Follows the Alice layout, which is a little split ergo. Well, it's supposed to be ergonomic, although they have no studies actually conducted on it to say whether it really is good for you. It just looks nice. Look at the size of that thing. It's thick. And you can see the smaller sibling of it, I guess, which is the Dolus. In collaboration with TGR, a very famous Malaysian designer. So the Dolus itself, it follows the same old Alice layout, which you have your little split staggered alphas to give you that nice, comfortable feel when you type on it. But it is very pricey. So get ready to tear open a new one in your wallet, I mean. And here we move over to my good friends at HEX Keyboards. This is probably one of my favorite one-on-ones. Mr. Wayne, would you like to come explain about your board?
This is a board. The HEX 50 is what we consider to be our interpretation of the classic OG cherry style boards where they go plateless with just cherry MX black on top. So it's our way of somewhat paying homage to that old, I would say, timeless design. This unit right here is built with just cherry hyperglides with our own springs, films, the yada yada, 205 grade 0, the whole shebang. No foam, no nothing. So it's a pure, just the keyboard itself. It's a very raw experience as how I like it, and guys like it raw. So we also have the 3C V1 here. So this is our very first design. So it's a very unrefined design. You see there's sharp edges here, chamfers. I mean, it's good for home intruders. So if the thief comes in, you just take it and smash him over the face, he'll probably die. But not so much for carrying, because it's kind of hurt sometimes. Our second HEX 3C, which is the 3C V2, it's a bit of a design change here. We're gonna go with a bit of not say two-tone, but really two materials. So the top is aluminum and the bottom is polycarbonate. So we're gonna have a PCB with underglow RGB, right? So you got that gamer glow through it. If you have the underglow turned on, right, you'll definitely perform better in games.
So we're here today with Mikao. What are you guys doing here this fine evening?
So we're doing a keycap casting workshop, and we make artisan keycaps. So we've been doing this for about 4 years, and we thought it'll be a fun way to let people personalize their own boards even further, because a lot of people get artisans for that special flair. We thought, what's better than making it yourself?
Okay, so as a complete newbie, okay, not really newbie, but I'm very fresh in this customized keyboard hobby. Run me through the steps on how you do this artisanal.
I think artisan keycaps, you have sort of two main categories. You have your sculpts, where you have characters, objects, animals, something like that, or you have blanks. So we mainly do blanks, where you have a very simple shape, but what makes it special is the material, the color, the texture. It differs from maker to maker, but what we do is we actually CNC our caps. It's basically a computer-controlled drill bit that carves the cap out of a solid chunk of material. So we get very unique materials this way.
How long does it take to make your own keycap like this?
For this workshop, we've compressed the process down so you can do it in 45 minutes. But typically our caps take about 2 days worth of work to make a single cap.
For anyone interested, how can they see your work? How can they contact you? Where can they find you guys?
So we're most active on Instagram at jankycaps. We'll post updates there regularly. We also have a Discord channel, which is linked on our Instagram. We share a lot of behind the scenes, share our process, and we have an interaction with our community there.
I myself am very interested. Maybe one day I'll come by and try make my own keycaps as well. Okay, thank you so much for your time, man.
This is Miss Serial Keyless.
Hi mom, I'm famous.
Yes, so you'll be appearing on our channel, unfortunately, as you have been involuntarily slaved to become video content. But yes, as you can see right over here, she actually does mouse designs. Really nice. Would you like to talk to us a little bit about how you do this, or why did you choose to do like mouse designs?
Okay, so I think I started off because I was like, I wanted a mouse that can pair with my keyboard. So this is all airbrush. So you just take the mouse, you dismantle it, and then you do whatever design you want.
Very nice. Check her out at Serial Keyless. We're not paid to do any of this, by the way. We're just featuring creators and interesting things.
Something extremely stupid for you. You've
Yes.
heard of clicky switches, right?
Yes.
How about clicky can?
We have reached peak clickiness. Actually, another more interesting board that we kind of have right over here. As you can see this, very rare specimen. This layout, you don't see it anymore nowadays. It's known as the 1800 layout. So as you can tell, the F keys are fuck off higher away from the rest of the clusters. So this is the alpha cluster, the F keys are like one row higher because your numpad has an additional 2 rows on top of it. So what this guy has done is that he's made it a little nicer. He has the CMYK, the RGB mods, which are these here that you can see, as well as the color-coded RGB caps. So these are the GMK code numbers for the colors, and you have the Doshting caps, as well as relegiondables, which are stupidly rare. But this is a board I really respect because it's an old design. It's known as one of the oldest cherry design keyboards out there, and this famous cherry lip that a lot of people really like nowadays. Here we have Mr. PanicPacman. Would you like to tell us what you do?
I buy a lot of resins.
I don't think you just buy resins, sir. What else do you do?
Okay, actually, I buy a lot of resins and I don't win a lot, actually. Or I join a lot of raffles, I don't win a lot. So I ended up making my own resins.
If you can't win, you just game the system. You just become one, you know. One of the sculpts that I really noticed and I really like, I guess it's called the Geisha sculpt, I believe. Would you like to tell us more about it?
The inception of Geisha was because I wanted to win Lola raffles from Wild Story, but I didn't win any at all. So I decided, okay, there's no Geisha and like kind of sculpt in the industry. So why not just make one? And yeah, that's how it started. It garnered quite a bit of attention as I've collaborated with Alexitos and Minterly for my first 2 jobs.
Fantastic. Check him out at PanicPacman. So we have one of our partner brands called Angrymiao, who has made the cyberboard as you've seen earlier, but they've also made this, which is basically is what we call the Amhatsu. AM standing for Angrymiao, and the Hatsu. The Amhatsu here is known as a sculpted split ergo keyboard, and it's fully autolinear, so every key is in line with each other. What I really like about this board is that they just basically kind of adapted the dactyl style ergonomics and just made it fully completely wireless. I mean, how you're supposed to type on this, right? On a more serious note, how you're supposed to type on this is that anywhere from your wrist and up is supposed to be isolated so that your wrist, whatever's moving is just your fingers. So this is how you type on it. So this is supposedly to prevent things like RSI. It's a stress injury that basically when you pronate your wrist too much, it ends up hurting just this entire muscle here. But I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not the technical side of it, so this is just very nice. We've come to a rival store. He's busy at the moment, but I'll just talk about one of these boards. So one of these boards that I have over here is the EO87. It's something that I do own personally. This is a Korean design keyboard with that sexy acrylic, I guess, bezel around it. I just really like it. That's why I have one. He's still busy, we'll just wait for him. In the meantime, I'll just like kidnap the Gatoron. Everybody remember to pet Gatoron when you see him. Gatoron's a very good boy. Anything to say, Mr. Gatoron? Yes, that is very insightful. Thank you, Mr. Gatoron, for your infinite wisdom.
So I am here with Caleb today from monokei. So I guess the big question is, who are you? What are you? Please elaborate.
I'm the chief janitor at monokei. I handle anything that no one wants to do. Yeah, so that's what I do day to day.
For those who are unfamiliar, what is monokei?
Monokei is basically input device kind of studio, so we work on mechanical keyboards, but we're looking to branch out into any other thing that is related to input devices.
I guess in this case, why mechanical keyboards in the first place?
I think it's just cool. I think for a lot of people, I think we sit down, we're in the office, and we're sick of using the same thing. And for a lot of us, the sound, the feel, everything is different. So for us, it's a lot more of customizing for your own purposes and things like that, and to bring in a little bit of your own flavor, a little bit of your own design philosophy and things like that, yeah.
So I guess a perfect segue, what is your design philosophy in that case?
Right, that's great. I think our tagline goes good things for everyone. For us, it comes down to what can I remove until I'm left with the core of the product. So we go the other way. A lot of people say that, you gotta add this feature, you gotta add these lights, you gotta add these new knobs and stuff. We think that in life there's already a lot of stuff, and we want to come home to a keyboard where you sit down and you feel relaxed, you feel chill, you turn on some lo-fi and stuff like that and you're just vibing. So that's the kind of style that we're going for.
I guess with the end of every single, or at least we try to ask anything you want to promote, anything you want to say to the audience right now.
Right, we have something coming up that I think is a bit closer to everyone. It will be really cool, especially if you're into keyboards and you want something for your friends. And your friends say that, you know what, dude, I hate soldering, I hate all this kind of crazy stuff you guys talk about. I just want to buy one, go home, sound as good as that. We have something coming up. If you follow us in 2 months' time, that's something that your friends will want to buy as well.
Thank you so much for your time, man.
So here we have something stupidly interesting, which is a case made out of concrete. Not the first of its kind, because I've seen this before. But if you need a home defense weapon that doubles as a keyboard, concrete. Okay, let's see, what else do they have that's interesting? Okay, we have one of the most, I guess, hyped up, talked about boards in 2021. So we have the Satisfaction 75, which to me actually is kind of unsatisfactory because I don't really like the way it sounds. But goddamn, it is a sexy board. Look at the knob on that. Look at that knob. Look at that. Oh, that knob. It has a LED screen which people can put a bongo cat on it, so as you type, the cat just goes. Arguably my favorite piece of the entire show floor, belonging to our good friend at Monokei, the IBM beam spring. Or I guess you could call it the beaming spring. Yeah, so this thing is basically just a weapon.
I like it.
What do you think, Mr. Clinical?
I want one.
Are you ready to fork out at least $4,000 to get one?
No.
I'm sorry, then you can't have one. You can get one and refurb it, but it's not easy to find, at least, because they're antiquated and at least a lot of good ones have been destroyed because, they just throw it away. But a terminal keyboard like this is really hard to come by, and it is coveted by a lot of people in the community, at least among the vintage hunters and such. But yes, IBM, iconic brand. Two of my favorite boards actually of here. Not rare, not too hard to find, but special boards that to me I really like. One is this TKL, simple design, minimalistic, nice sexy cherry lip, and it's just nice. It's just absolutely nice. And also over there, the even better one, the one that I bought and I'm still waiting to get, the Tomo. I have to get it. I mean, I will get it eventually, but the Tomo is just nice. It's the best. Look at the bottom. Look at that bottom. In collaboration with TGR, our good friends over in Malaysia. Yes, this motherfucker finally has time to talk to us. So this is Mr. LandingPad.
Hi.
Oh, actually, I see something here that I'm really, really interested in, or I haven't seen in a long time. This here is a DisiPad. Well, like the word discipline, but with a pad at the back instead of plin. So this here DisiPad is a numpad, as you can tell. The whole reason I really like this pad is that every part of it from the ground up is DIY. So you can see this center piece here is the PCB, and all these individual diodes, the jumpers, the switches, the other resistors, the USB port, the controller even, everything has to be soldered on by hand. A full build like this, I built a larger version of this known as the Mysterium, which is a TKL size. That shit takes a hell of a lot of time, but it is fun. It is stupidly fun. At least I like to solder, so I like it. Yes, very cool. Thanks for bringing it here. Tell us about your business.
So we help new enthusiasts that want to get a new keyboard. So we actually recommend them nice parts such as maybe quality keycaps and as well as very tactile switches that maybe they will like.
Basically, he wants to help you newbies waste money. Anything else to add on to that?
I'm very good at letting them spend their money.
Would you like to waste money? Make pro financial decision choices. Go to LandingPad.sg or come to mecha.store.com, whichever one floats your boat. Are we done?
Are we?
Are we?
Are we? Have you finished looking at all the interesting boards already?
At least the ones I kind of like, yes.
Okay, then we're done.
Alright, and we're done. We're done. We're done.